Successfully getting ahead in life is as much a function of being less stupid as it is being smart. Because even smart people do stupid things. Like, for example, let's give you proof. Let's assume that you're at least average intelligence, not even anything extraordinarily high, just average intelligence. If you could go back in time and change 3 different financial decisions that ended up being really costly for you in some way, how much more money do you think you would have right now? Like, really think about that. If you could go back in time and unwind 3 financial mistakes, how much more money do you think you'd have right now? Take that exact same principle and idea and apply it to any area of your life. If you could go back in time and unwind your top 1, 2, or 3 biggest or costliest decisions or mistakes when it comes to relationship, your health and fitness, your career, where would you be right now in your life? Qualitatively and quantitatively, how much better do you think your life would be right now? So you see, the function of success is as much being less stupid and making less dumb mistakes as it is being smart and also doing the right things. It's both. Keith Cunningham does a brilliant job in writing about this and talking about this in his book titled The Road Less Stupid. And he attributes the 3 biggest drivers of dumb mistakes to the following. 1, generalizations. Constantly making really big generalizations, which means you don't have any clarity, it kills clarity, and you lack clarity. 2 is, as he says, obsessing over Oz, the destination, and instead of obsessing over the yellow brick road, the process, the habits. And the way I like to think of it too is setting standards that you will stick to in terms of what you'll accept from yourself and from others. And the third thing that he attributes to usually being the source of people's biggest mistakes is faulty assumptions, especially when it comes to ignoring risk and not understanding risk as associated with any decision. And I think this is a huge one, and it's inherently going to be a built-in default oftentimes because you don't know what you don't know until you take action and do the thing. This is why proper planning, research, and educating yourself is really important. But my point is this. We're wrapping up on 2024 here soon, going into 2025 at the time that I'm making this video. And I really want you to think about this. Go back and look at your top 1 to 3 costliest or biggest mistakes in all the major areas of your bucket. Ask yourself, where do you think you would be in your life right now if you hadn't made them or could unwind them? And then ask yourself if it isn't one of those 3 or more, 1, 2, or 3 of those common drivers of making dumb mistakes. Did you generalize too much and not have clarity? Did you obsess over the destination but not over the yellow brick road, right? The actual process, the habits, the structure that would get you there. And where and how did you make faulty assumptions? Especially, where did you not factor in for the potential downside risk and then mitigated for it? If you're even at an average level, putting in an average level of effort into your life, going after your goals, as long as you minimize catastrophic downsides, big colossal mistakes, you'll still, over a long enough runway, end up being above average successful, because the compound effect is a real thing. It is truly a real thing. When I look at my own life and look back, let's just say over the last 15 years, If I eliminated my 3 biggest mistakes financially, relationally, and physically, health-wise, and hadn't done any extra positive, smart effort to get ahead than what I have been doing for the last 15 years, I would be dramatically ahead of where I'm at now. Simply by default because of how the compound effect works. And I wouldn't have had any huge dips in my life market chart, right? Like the stock market charts, right? And you see huge dips and spikes. I look at the top 3 biggest mistakes I've made in all the major areas of my bucket as these huge dips in my chart, my life market chart, right? And then I come back. But if I hadn't had those dips, how much more compounding return would I have had? So I just want to share that with you here today. Short, sweet, simple, and to the point. Success in your life is as much a function of being less dumb and making less stupid mistakes as it is about being smart and taking more effort. You need both, because the more you can minimize downswings, downside, the more you can minimize or eliminate catastrophic wipeouts or big mistakes, by sheer default, the effort that you do put in will get you bigger and bigger compounding results over a long enough runway of 2, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And again, the 3 most common ways to look at in your life to address mitigating or eliminating big downside mistakes is 1, making sure that you're not constantly generalizing. Get clarity on not only where you want to go, but clarity on exactly what it would take to succeed in the endeavor that you're going after. 2, obsess more about the yellow brick road than Oz, aka instead of obsessing over just the destination, obsess as much, if not more, over the process, the habits, and the structure you need to adhere to be aligned with getting to Oz. And 3, really, really try to look out for where you're making faulty assumptions. Assumptions are disastrous. They can be so disastrous, especially when it comes to not understanding risk and then being able to mitigate for it, being able to